Yesterday evening, November 11th, 2023, the President of Uganda launched the Pacu Album, a compilation of music from Acholi and Lango, compiled by Steve Ayeny and other performers through the Heritage Foundation established by the first daughter, Mrs. Natasha Karugire. His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, who is the patron of the Heritage Foundation, applauded Mrs. Natasha Karugire for the immense work done under the foundation in promoting and preserving culture.
I think what Natasha is doing is in the right direction. I'm glad you people you are encouraging her.
According to President Museveni, although Africa had achieved great strides before the arrival of colonialists, the indigenous people were let down by some inherent vulnerabilities that the cultural leaders had neglected to address.
We were conquered because we still had some gaps, which our leaders, the chiefs, did not detect in time.
He also went on to stress the need for leaders and culture stakeholders to promote Swahili as a regional language.
We need to agree, as we revive these languages, we should also agree on a common lingua franca, Swahili, so that we promote it. Yes, we have Rinyankore, we have Acholi, we have our respective languages, but we have the East African language of Swahili.
In attendance was also Chief Justice, His Lordship Alphonse Owinidolo, who called upon Ugandans and Africans at large to preserve their cultural roots and do away with cultural imperialism, which has done more harm than good to Africans.
And urging us that we better go back to our roots. It is amazing, it is interesting that it's coming from a child who should have been spoiled. And looking at what we are now cherishing as primitive.
The Minister of Justice and Constitutional Affairs, Honorable Norbert Mao, thanked President Museveni and the First Lady, Mama Janet Museveni, for hosting the event, which affirms their faith that even though colonialism subdued their forefathers, they nevertheless left seeds of resistance.
We gather here today not only to lament Africa's inability to articulate its history, culture, and identity, but also to reclaim our subjugated truth. Even though colonialism subdued our forefathers, they nevertheless left seeds of resistance. Mr. President, you're one of those seeds.
The founder of Heritage Foundation, Mrs. Natasha Karugire, who is also the first daughter, called for unity as citizens despite different cultural backgrounds. She also said they are ready to support upcoming cultural singers.
I have come to find out, though, from Honorable Beatrice Akelo, that there are a big number of musicians we had not yet had the time to meet. And I hope, with Honorable Akelo's guidance, we'll be able to meet other young artists and see what more value we can add to our country.
The event was attended by the Prime Minister, Right Honorable Robin Anabanja, cultural and religious leaders, among others. Africa's rich heritage continues to be manifested in music, musical instruments, dances, oral literature, songs, cultures, and traditional ceremonies that are occasionally documented and preserved to enrich communication and future generations.